Democrat on CNN says election was rigged for Trump, provides no proof. Congressman John Lewis has no idea what he's talking about. Time after time we have to hear him say something incredibly egregious about President Trump and his new administration. Now Lewis has decided to claim the 2016 election was rigged in Trump's favor. However, he refuses to provide any solid evidence to back his claim. So in other words, if you ask him, he's going to claim racism, right? If you ask him for evidence, right? Silly, silly liberal, so typical, never clever. Well, pretty much every single American knows that the Democrats are constantly whining about their precious candidate, Hillary the crook, claiming that she lost as a result of the meddling of external factors, not because some people didn't see her as fit to be a president. It's surprising that there are Democrats who still place the blame of rigging on President Trump, such as the case with Lewis. Let's take a look. I can't stand this guy, Lewis.
In terms of where we are today, you've been pretty harsh in your criticism of the President of the United States. You, at times, compared him to George Wallace, who was the governor who presided over those state troopers who attacked you on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. That's pretty tough criticism.
Well, you know, I think the person we have in Washington today is uncaring.
Really?
Know very, very little about the struggle and the history of the Civil Rights Movement. That black and white people died. They gave their lives. I think about Andy Goodman, Mickey Sheridan, James Chaney. I think about Viola Luzzo, this white housewife who came from Detroit, who was shot, murdered on a highway between Selma and Montgomery by the Klan. And countless individuals just gave everything they had.
But George Wallace, I mean, that's what about the president and his actions suggest to you that he is in that tradition, the tradition of a famed, notorious segregationist?
Well, I think this president right now is asking for the records, the voter registration records.
Right? We
people
should.
all over America. That is a form of intimidation. That's a form of...
No, that's the form of trying to find the truth as to what actually really happened with the illegal voters, the dead voters, the voters that voted twice, and to put them behind bars along with the Democratic Party that's responsible for telling the so-called people to do these things for the Democratic Party.
Well, harassment.
This is his
Harassment, do you hear that?
Voter Integrity Commission.
And
Vice President.
And some of the people that make up this commission, they have a history, a long history of making it harder and difficult for people to participate in the democratic process.
Really?
We come too far. This president should be leading us into the future, not taking us backward.
Leading us into the future, right? Of course he's leading us into the future. You guys were leading us back to the 50s with all this racism crap. We passed that stage long time ago. Get that through their thick heads. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.